Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of my fall and winter collection. These are the fragrances I will reach for most in the cooler months if Florida ever decides to cool down. This is the Niche and Indie edition. If you missed the first part, that was my designer list. I will leave that link down below. Before we get into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Maite. I review fragrances and products. I love all things that smell good. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and click the little notification bell so you can be notified anytime I upload a new video. I upload every Monday or Wednesday at 4. I'm not putting these in order. My designer list was more like from my favorite to my most favorite, because they're all my favorites. They're in my collection because I love them, so there's not like a least to most. I love them all, but this one's gonna be not in order because I can't pick. Like, I can't. These are all amazing. They're 10 out of 10 for me, and I think they would be absolutely perfect for fall and winter. First on my Niche and Indie list is Private Label by JOVOY Paris. Now these bottles are so heavy, you can hurt somebody with them, and they're hard to hold for my hands, but if you have larger hands then they might be okay. This is a patchouli and leather and vetiver balm. There's sandalwood that just gives it this like sensual feel. It is rugged, it's dark, it's smoky, it is heavy, heavy, heavy. So one that would be perfect for the winter and fall. When it cools off, I think this would just be magical on the skin. If you haven't gotten into JOVOY, they just have such good quality fragrances. And this one's definitely worth checking out if you are looking to get into JOVOY. This is Private Label by JOVOY Paris. I just don't think you can have fall winter lists without some rose oud formulations. This is More Than Words by XERJOFF. How gorgeous is this bottle? It's just so elegant. And the perfume is sweet and seductive and intoxicating. The notes are not available. XERJOFF does not make them available, but to me it smells like rose and oud, more rose heavy, but it's also sweet. I feel like there's patchouli in here. There's definitely amber, spices. There's absolutely some kind of spices in here. It's a little bit pungent. The sillage that this has is ridiculous. I can smell it from downstairs when my husband puts it on. I know he put it on because I can smell it. It just leaves this very intoxicating trail. It's beautiful, you guys. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm not too into XERJOFF. They are quite expensive, but this one is absolutely worth the money and worth checking out. This is More Than Words by XERJOFF. Next up, Tower Perfumes Au Coeur du Désert. You guys, if you have not smelled this one, I prefer it over L'air du Désert Moroccan just because it's darker and smokier, but they're both beautiful. They are the most beautiful amber fragrances I have smelled. They're dry. There's like this dryness and dustiness that just, I don't know, makes it so unique. It's so beautiful, earthy. Everything that's in L'air du Désert Moroccan is in here, but amped up. He uses higher concentrations of like the patchouli, what else, the coriander, the cumin, the ambergris, and the cedar, and resinous, very, very resinous. It is a little bit heavier than the L'air du Désert. This is an extrait. Yes, extrait de parfum, so you don't need a lot. It projects, it lasts, it is just sheer perfection. This is definitely a masterpiece. If you are looking for a more unique take on amber, I would absolutely check out Andy Towers' Au Coeur du Désert. Next up, and I will put a picture up because my bottle is on the way. This was Love at First Sniff. Thank you to my gorgeous friend Ruth. She just started her YouTube channel. I will leave that link down below. And she put out her fall list, which is amazing. It's the best fall list I've seen. Absolutely, hands down. We have very similar tastes. And she introduced me to a lot of these fragrances. She introduced me to More Than Words by XERJOFF, Santal Royal by Guerlain, and ANUBIS by Papillon. ANUBIS, how do I describe ANUBIS? Let me tell you the notes. There's suede and jasmine and pink lotus, immortelle, olabanum, myrrh, and saffron. It is leathery and resinous and dark and ambery. ANUBIS is royalty. It is exactly like the name, godly. I feel like it is one of the best leather fragrances I have smelled so far. Smoky. It's just something so special about it. And as I finished out my bottle and I tried to savor it, which is why I had to order it, but it is expensive. So I was able to sell off some of my collection in order to get ANUBIS, and it was totally worth trading out, you know, 5-6 bottles for this one bottle. Trust me, you guys. And I don't like saying trust me. If you love leather, ANUBIS has to be on your must try list. This is ANUBIS by Papillon. Check it out. Next up, D600 by CARNER Barcelona. And I get some like Dior Homme Parfum vibes because it has that same iris note, but instead of leather, this has vetiver. It is heavy, heavy, heavy. A little bit powdery, sweet. I really, really love this one. It's a little bit too much to wear in the hot weather, so I am looking forward to the weather cooling off so I can spray the hell out of this one and smell fantastic. It is a monster, lasts all day, projects, all of that. All of these are going to do that. They are heavier fragrance. I prefer heavier fragrances, you know, just overall, but definitely in like the cooler months. Beautiful. The notes on this D600, because it is pretty complex and I couldn't remember exactly what was in it. Black pepper, bergamot, grapefruit, cardamom, iris, jasmine, cedar, vanilla, and vetiver. I get a lot of the iris and the vetiver, and yes, I do get some of the spices. And I think the floral notes are not the stars. They're definitely not. I think it's more about that vanilla, that creamy vanilla. It is very creamy. It's just such a stunning fragrance, and I love it. I love this one, and I think it would be magical when the weather cools off. This is D600 by CARNER Barcelona. I hope you guys love vetiver as much as I do, because here's another one. This is Vetiver Insolent by Miller Harris. The bottle is so pretty. It has these like flowers on it, this like flower design, and it's just nice. It's just so nice. This was a nice surprise. It was a blind buy, and I love how smoky it is, but also a little bit fresh in the opening, but way too much for Florida heat, so I haven't been wearing it as much, and I can't wait. I can't wait to throw it on, and I think it just performs so much better in the cooler months. If you're looking to get into Miller Harris, which I am looking to try out more. So if you guys have any that you recommend from this house, let me know in the comments. But Vetiver Insolent, 10 out of 10. Absolutely 10 out of 10. It is beautiful. Let me read you guys the notes because I don't remember exactly what's in here other than vetiver, and I know there's a lot more. It's very complex. All right, the notes are bergamot, black pepper, cardamom, elemi, iris, lavender, amber, vetiver, tonka bean, and oak moss. Doesn't that sound just perfect? It is. It is perfect. Oh, yes. This is in their women's collection, but I think it's unisex. It is absolutely unisex. There's nothing feminine about this. It's just perfect. Perfectly unisex. So Vetiver Insolent by Miller Harris. Santal Majuscule by Serge Lutens is next. Now, not a love at first sniff. I do think it is beautiful. Serge Lutens right now are probably my favorite perfumes at the moment. My favorite house, I do have quite a bit from SERGE LUTENS. Very challenging fragrances, not safe blind buys, and unique, so unique. There's a lot of rose in here, which I wasn't expecting, how rose heavy it is, but the sandalwood does it for me. It is so beautiful. It's powerful. Yeah, there's sandalwood, rose, and cacao. The cacao just sits in the background for me. It's more about that sandalwood and the rose, and I have to be in the mood because I'm not the biggest rose lover, and this is quite rose heavy. So if you are looking for a different kind of take on sandalwood and you love rose, I would check out SANTAL MAJUSCULE, and I think it would do much better in the cooler months. Next up, Black AFGANO by NASOMATTO, and this is probably the darkest, smokiest fragrance in my collection. There is cannabis in here and just incense and smoke. That's basically it. I mean, there's not a lot going on besides dark smoke. If you are into very smoky fragrances, then this is definitely one that you should check out. I think it's a little bit expensive for what you get, but if you love smoke and incense, yeah, I mean, it doesn't get any smokier or incensier than Black AFGANO, and obviously because it's so heavy and smoky, it's not going to play well with hot weather, and I wouldn't even attempt to wear it in the hot weather. I'm going to wait for the cooler months and rock the hell out of this one. Not the most wearable, you guys. It's definitely situational. I don't think it'll be appreciated by many just because it is pretty in your face, but to me it's quite sexy. Black leather jacket kind of fragrance. It's beautiful. This is Black AFGANO by NASOMATTO. All right, you guys, we're into my top two for niche and indie, and they're actually both indie because I love indie fragrances. First up, 33 by RUSAK. One of my favorite indie houses. The best vetiver fragrance I have ever smelled. I will always love this, and it will always be my #1 vetiver fragrance. It is so rich and earthy and smoky. It is so smoky. It is a monster. You don't need a lot. It lasts all day. It projects, all of that. This could have gone into my animalic list, which is part of this series, but I don't get too much of that. Hyoscyamu is what he uses, a hyoscyamu tincture. Let me tell y'all what hyoscyamu is. Petrified and rock-like excrement composed of both urine and feces excreted by the Cape Hyrax. Ooh, yeah, that doesn't sound good, but Chris is a magician. He is a genius. He is an expert at blending these perfumes. And I don't get that. I get more of like a rock, earth kind of feel than like an animalic feel. I think it just gives it an edginess, and that's what makes it special, I feel like. If you are scared of that hyoscyamu, don't be. I don't really, to me, it's not prominent. I do like animalic scents, but I wouldn't categorize this one as animalic because I don't think that's the dominant notes. I think the dominant notes are that very smoky, earthy vetiver. It's just perfection to me. This is 33 by RUSAK. Last on my niche and indie fall and winter list, The Black Knight by Francesca Bianchi. Leather bomb. Oh, you guys, yes. This is right up there with ANUBIS. Gorgeous leather fragrance, smoky. The leather is almost waxy. It's like this waxy leather. And then there's vetiver in here, which you guys know I love. Oh, enveloping. creamy, waxy, comforting. Another black leather jacket scent. This is sexy, so sexy. Let me tell you the notes on the Black Knight. Artemisia, caraway, honey, Bulgarian rose, narcissus, orris root, beeswax, cedar, patchouli, vetiver, oak moss, and leather. Yeah. It's a little bit herbal in the opening. The rose is more of a lipstick rose. The honey gives it the perfect amount of dark sweetness. Smoky, like I said, just perfection for fall and winter. This is the Black Knight by Francesca Bianchi. That's it, you guys. Those are my niche and indie picks for fall and winter of 2020. My next list will be my gourmands, so stay tuned for that. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Click the little notification bell so you can be notified anytime I upload a new video. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe so you don't miss out on all of my content. I also have an Instagram page that you can check out that I post a little bit more regularly on, and more in-depth reviews of individual fragrances. So check that out. Thank you guys so much and have a great one. Mwah. Patchouli. God, this is nice. Wow. Okay, let's try to like bring my thoughts together now. It's a lot. Uh-oh, my baby's awake. I'm hungry.